Subscribe and hit the bell icon to never miss another update from India Forums.
Every time there's a young adult show that is being made,
Yeah.
it's either about sex or about abusing. But what I hate is that you have to make people do the work, because now you have to deal with all the like banks,
plumbers and carpenters
plumbers and carpenters, and किसी को काम ही नहीं करना है यार. हर एक के पीछे पड़े रहना पड़ता है, करो करो, and then you want to be like.
the bargaining, the negotiating. When we talk about like the patriarchy and smash the patriarchy and all those things that are going around, it's not just men hating.
Yeah.
It's about the entire system that was created.
Hi guys, welcome to India Forums, and we have with us the cast of Adulting Season 3, and I'm sure
Hi.
you guys already because you've seen two of the really great seasons already. So we have Aisha Ahmed and Yashasvi Dayama. Thank you guys, welcome.
Thank
Hello.
you for having us.
Fantastic. So I mean, of course, having the good thing about having a show with 2 seasons is people know about it already. So we don't really need to get into the plot per se. But yeah, I mean, just even though we've seen the trailer and we are finally venturing into the love lives of the principal characters, Rhea and Nikhat. But what else can you tell us about that?
It's still what it always was. It's still about the relationship between these two girls. It's still about them tackling life problems. But yeah, life problems also change and evolve after some time. So, and relationships also, like between the two of them, change and evolve. So there's going to be a lot of that. There's going to be some discomfort. You may not see us together all the time, tied to the waist. And that's what happens when you grow up. Like you have to keep a little bit of a one-hand distance from the people you love sometimes, so they can do their thing and you can do yours. So we get to see a little bit of that this season.
Right, correct. And I mean, even I've seen this show, so I also loved it. I love the chemistry, of course. I love the on-screen friendship that you guys shared. And of course, it pretty much, reflects. But I love the fact that, season 2 ended on a cliffhanger of sorts where, we didn't know if Nikhat is going to go to Hyderabad or not. But I think the trailer is a little bit of a giveaway that, okay, she's probably not going. So
Yeah, and Ray is not imagining her to be around her.
yeah.
Suddenly, the whole genre is shifted. It's a science fiction now. Yeah, Ray, in the span of 3 or 4 months, has created this holographic image of Nikhat that she lives with all the time.
Exactly. But what else can you tell us about that? From you, Aisha, that the character of Nikhat, that what exactly happens with her in terms of getting the job offer and going to Hyderabad and getting over, like, okay, I'll be fine and you'll be fine.
I think Nikhat's character has a pretty much, because earlier the universe was Ray and Nikhat in the first 2 seasons, and that was the first thing Nikhat saw after leaving her house and shifting to Bombay. This is the first time she went to Hyderabad, and that's where she sort of realized that her life is different. It's not how it used to be around Ray, and she starts like realizing things about her own self, her own choices, what she likes, what she doesn't like. Obviously, we don't see all of that in this season, but after she comes back, she has this realization that, okay, I get it that Ray is my best friend and she's my flatmate and I love her, but what is my life? Like, I need to also figure out, find the love of my life and all of those things. So I think that's something that Nikhat explores in this season and figures out if she really loves this person or she loves the idea of this person in her head and all of those things. But it sounds very deep, but it's all fun. It's
Yeah.
all
That's the basic pitch of the show. It sounds deep, but it's all fun.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I think adulting in a sense is pretty much the same thing in real life as well. So yeah, I guess that makes perfect sense. Yeah, apart from that, we've seen, like, I guess this is, I think, the first time Amazon Mini TV has taken over. Apart from, we've just seen on YouTube and all that. So, do you think, these kind of, these sort of collaborations work really well for the show? Because in the past, we've seen a big show like Kota Factory now coming on Netflix. So, I'm just giving an example, of course. So, what do you think? Is a streaming platform always a better option rather than just being on YouTube, which is always free viewing?
we wouldn't know because the show actually hasn't released yet. Like we know the
Yeah.
numbers there on YouTube, and that's what kept adulting going. We'll find out, and hopefully it'll be for the better.
Yeah, right. That's right. So, perfect. And apart from that, do you think that, I mean, even though, the show is, even though it's now 3 seasons old and it's managed to, keep that freshness alive, because what happens, we've seen, in the past with constantly coming seasons, it's very easy to lose that, initial freshness that's always there with a show, which makes a show what it is. But now, do you think that after 3 seasons, it's probably done, and now if you just delve into it, it's just gonna be trying to find something or not?
I don't think so, because we just like off the bat, adulting itself is such a universal and expansive topic. You have to really be some know-it-all to feel like you've done everything that could be covered under adulting.
Okay.
I feel like our parents are also still trying to adult sometimes, because now they're like, even when they became parents, now they're dealing with 20-year-olds as their kids. It's a never-ending process. So I feel like we could be doing the show until we die. There will constantly be some freshness or the other.
That's true. Right, correct. And apart from that, what are the other kinds of shows, you guys would love to be a part of? Would it be on a similar lines, or would it be completely different?
Definitely something different because we have. I feel very proud of adulting, and I feel like
Yeah.
we ate like this sort of genre of it, not for anything else, but because the kind of love that we get for the season, and for the amount of young girls who come up to us and they get really excited. So it's like going back to your 12, 13-year-old when you were young, and we used to watch. I think both of us, Hannah Montana, Lizzie McGuire. I think this is that kind of a genre, but I definitely like both of us. I'm sure would definitely like to go into like different genres and see. Today they've announced Archie's with Zoya Akhtar.
Yeah,
I
I saw.
Yes.
would hate being a part of that.
Perfect, fantastic. And another thing that I noticed about this show, and I wanted to ask this question, was that again, one thing that some shows, not on YouTube, but otherwise, some shows and films have tried to crack the lingo, or the way, the conversation that happens between youngsters, as they call it, in quotes. But I mean, the adulting has managed to create a balance, because it's very easy to get to the pool of just using cuss language and feeling it's all cool, and at the same time just trying to use bro and all that lingo too much and just trying to appear. But I think adults have managed to give that balance and not really look wannabe of sorts. What do you think is the key to that?
I think it's a complete collaborative effort only. Like, there's no specific key, because it comes with with good directors, good writers, a good overlord like Dice Media, who knows what they're doing. They know exactly what kind of show they want to make. They really understand their audience, and then it also helps to have good actors who also want to put light on a specific language and want to be true to whatever character they're representing. Sorry, I should be saying something.
Yeah, no, and I think Dice was very clear from the beginning of season 1 who the target audience is. And
Yeah.
after first season released, and they realized, okay, they've hit that target audience, which is age group between 12 to 18 and 20 at the max. So they realized that, okay, this is what it is, and we want to make it for them, And I think also Yashaswini is somebody who's very particular about not using cuss words while filming when it's not needed. So I think that helps. And after the first season, I think the tone was set.
Yeah.
That this is
Because
what-
my character initially was very unabashed in also her
Yeah.
language, and
Exactly.
and because I didn't want to do it, I almost thought that I would lose the part because of not wanting to just use a specific kind of language.
Correct.
But it worked for the better, and also kids also don't always want to hear that in return. Like, we're not always cussing. Some of us are, but
cussing, in our regular life, maybe we use the F word or all of that. But when you're watching something, it gets so overwhelming. Like, okay, if you're watching a Gangs of Wasipur, fair, that's what you're going in for.
Correct.
But I think that's something even I really didn't like watching, that every time there's a young adult show that is being made,
Yeah.
it's either about sex or about abusing. So I think it just sort of worked. all
Yeah.
well.
Like, I would also like to take some credit for the two of us. Like, we were also very conscious about the kind of
Absolutely,
feminists we
yeah.
wanted to be on camera. We didn't just want to be aggressive about being girls and a show
Yeah.
about girls. We just wanted to do what was required.
I'm so glad that you brought that up, because that's exactly what my, not question, but what my next point was. Because again, we've seen so many shows and films trying to do that, trying to portray a feminism, but we don't really get the essence of it, don't really get the actual meaning of it, and just put it out like that. So do you think that it's only female-led characters, or just female leads, that are necessary to be having such kind of a show and giving that idea of feminism? Again, I don't mean to generalize the word feminism. I'm just trying to understand that how does it move forward.
No, feminism is a great word. Please use it.
Yeah.
No,
I actually think, see, when we talk about like the patriarchy and smash the patriarchy and all those
Correct.
things that are going around, it's not just men hating.
Yeah.
It's about the entire system that was created. So even if you're talking about a story about this young man, it's important how the women in his life are portrayed.
Yeah.
And we've gone from women being just mere plot devices to catalyst creating women, and then some women who hold their ground. And so it doesn't have to be just a woman's story for it to be a feminist story. It can be any story that's done with pure sensitivity and dignity to all its characters, and that's feminism. It's
And I
not
think
just about the women.
I'm so glad you brought it up, because last season we had an episode which was about
Absolutely, I remember.
yeah. So there also, like, the writer and the director Naina, at that time she was very clear that I don't want to make him the villain of this
Yeah.
episode. He's not a bad guy. He is doing what he's comfortable doing, but it's about the other person, how she is receiving it,
Correct.
And that was the effort throughout directing that episode for her, and even to direct me. She's like, at no point you should portray it as that he's somebody who's assaulting you or who is forcing himself on you. That's not what it is. And I think if you feel that the show is very feminist in its true essence, then I think we have to give credit to all our writers from season 1 to season 3, and also Divyanshu, who directed this season. Being the only male, he managed to direct a
To
show.
ever come on board.
Yeah, two girls with like not having a male gaze on it. So I think that's all them.
But I think that reflects, when you have a, majorly female-led team, that reflects on screen for the right reasons. I think.
Definitely, I think, and that's not even pointing fingers at male writers or directors. It's just how you have grown up and how you've seen the world for you.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, like for example, like a Gangs of Wasipur, as you just mentioned, you can't really have all females coming on board and trying to create the world out of it.
Because they might not have seen it. They might have never have experienced it.
Absolutely, perfect. Fantastic. And I think related to the show, I think that will be all. But apart from that, one question that I think we can sign off on is what is the one thing about adulting in real life? You guys are adults actually, which people don't really know that.
Are we though?
at least the age, at least the numbers.
Number says so.
Numbers say so. So what is the one thing about adulting that you love, and the one thing about adulting in real life that you don't love? One by one.
I think the bit about adulting that I love is that I always wanted to be an adult. Like, since I was a child, I just wanted to grow up so that nobody can tell me anything. So I love that bit, that no one can tell me what to do anymore. But what I hate is that you have to make people do the work, because now you have to deal with all the like banks, your CA, with like your management,
Plumbers and carpenters.
and carpenters, and किसी को काम ही नहीं करना है यार. हर एक चीज पड़े रहना पड़ता है, करो, and then you want to be like,
The bargaining, the negotiating.
Oh crap! Yeah.
yeah,
That's the
what I
worst.
hate. Yeah.
But yeah, so the hate is the same. But what I love about adulting is that whenever like you make up your mind about something and then you have to share it with your parents, and then there's that whole stressful situation like, oh my god, I have to be ready for the entire counter and pros and cons and everything. But they never challenge you. That challenge doesn't come. They just like, okay, sounds about right. And I'm like, did I just adult? Do they agree? Am I an equal now? So I think I love that.
That's fantastic. That's such a actually rarely pointed out thing. You don't really realize that, but yeah, I think that makes
Yeah. It happened to me last night.
sense.
I wanted to go for this wedding and I was really getting stressed to talk about it to my dad. And I went and I played it very casual. Like, so I was thinking about this. He's like,
Yeah.
okay, have fun. I was like, Arey, that's
Then I
great.
just cracked the code.
Yeah.
Perfect, fantastic. I think that will be all. Thank you so much, guys. Just like the
Thank
first
you.
2 seasons
Thank you
earlier,
so much.
looking forward to City season 3, and I guess everybody is. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great one and all the best.
You too. All the best.
Bye-bye.
Hey guys, check out our revamped website at www.indiaforums.com to get your daily dose of entertainment.